Hey Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome back to Let's Play Age of Wonders 4, where we are playing our little heart out as an evil, tyrannical, high faction. Now, I think our main objective this episode is to focus on developing our empire, conquering nearby resources and nearby nodes, and setting up for a potential war. Now, I'm either going to be attacking Cruel Blightlord, or potentially this guy here, Anura the Cold-Blooded. And it really just comes down to who I think would be a better target. I think the main objective, though, like I said, is to get control of all of these resource nodes. Like, I want to get more of these Father Oaks in my empire. I want to get, you know, all this stuff down here. Potentially even settle maybe a vassal or two. But mostly we just need to, like, super hardcore focus on developing our empire and setting up for the future. Now, I would also like to try to acquire some more magical materials. So, like, I'm missing focus crystals, which would be really, really good to get. So if I could zoom out here a little bit and see, are there focus crystals nearby? I don't see focus crystals anywhere, so we'll have to see what we can do in order to acquire some of those. Now, Christoph Munier, he was being set up as a sort of defensive frontliner, and I think we're going to keep building him in that direction. I don't know if we want to get searing weapons. I think I would be happier with him. Maybe it would be better if he took fighting, just for that extra 10% damage. I think that's fine, and then we can move towards defense too and stuff like that. I do have a hero wanting to join, but neither of these heroes really, like, entice me. I guess I could make use of the Order Adept. I mean, +3 Order Affinity is nice, so I guess I'll take them. And then I'm going to redesign them as a support hero, because I have a really good Staff of Blossoms here, which means all of their support abilities will grant regeneration to affected units, which is fantastic. So I'm going to take Staff of Blossoms. I'm going to reset their skills, and I'm going to focus hardcore on anything that targets an ally. So Twin Awaken is for sure, because that affects 2 targets, and then Restore also affects allies. And so now they have 2 abilities that can affect allies and grant regeneration. Then I think it'll be Spur to Action will be the next one that we take. So I think defensive training is always really nice, +1 defense and resistance to an entire army stack. This just makes an army stack that she's in control of much better. Do I want to give her any more equipment? I guess a crown for extra resistance. Evoker's Robes will give her more damage, actually bringing her up to 33 damage on this magic blast, which is kind of insane, really. Don't know if I'll give her the chestplate of vitality. I think I'll give that to my other melee hero. A ring of resistance or a lucky ring? I'll give the ring of resistance just so you're really tanky against magic. But then I'll go back over to Christoph Munier, and I will replace his leather armor with +1 defense with a chestplate of vitality, because it's +2 defense and +10 HP. So that's just like a much better situation for him to be in. Now, this city doesn't actually have a governor. I'm going to go ahead and give Lysandra the Willbreaker the governorship of the city. It'll give the city a little bit of cash and a little bit of production and a little bit of research. So how's my relationship with this guy? I could actually get a friendship with him. I'm going to go ahead and... Ooh, I can't afford a declaration of friendship, but maybe I can get a wizard's bond with him, and we can start to develop a, you know, fruitful relationship between us. But I'll look into maybe developing this into like an alliance. Maybe just a non-aggression pact, because the problem with alliances is these guys tend to go to war with each other, especially if they think you're their ally. They're way more willing to go to war with other players. We also have to have a little bit of a think about how do we actually want to win the game. So if I go to my quests here, expansion victory, we would need to occupy an awful lot more of the map. I don't know, we'll see how we go. I never defeated these infernal invaders. I wonder if I could get an army over there actually in time. Yeah, I think I'm going to bring, it takes 7 turns. I guess I'm building another army, aren't I? I am, so maybe we could clear that with this new army that I'm building. So if the hero, plus a pyromancer, plus a ranger, plus this, plus I think I recruited a unit from here, so that would be, yeah, I think my army stack will be complete in time to defeat this quest. And it would be nice to defeat this quest, because it's always good to take your quest rewards if they're available. Anyway, so that's a setup for the rest of the game. We are researching the Doom Trench tome. Our alignment is fairly low, so we need to keep pushing that lower and lower. These guys are scouting. Let's take on you. I think this should be an easy auto combat, but if I lose any units, I will fight the battle manually. No units were lost, so that's perfect. And then I will take this on, and again, if I lose a unit, I will fight it manually. Okay, yeah. I refuse to accept unit losses at this point in the game, because I feel like I have the knowledge and capability of keeping all of my units alive. And here's the thing, if you keep your units alive, they get more experience. You don't have to rebuild them. You keep more momentum on map. And so while previously I was maybe more willing to take some losses, I'm no longer willing to take basically any losses. So let's get our archer stack into a really nice setup here. And then we'll set up a backup army on the right here. These are like not as important. We'll do a little blooming life to heal everyone. I will awaken this battle mage. I will run forward as far as I can and then heal this hero. And then I will get him right over here so that he can teleport in and do his jazz when the time comes. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and put everyone into defensive mode. while we see how these guys approach me. So let's go ahead and awaken our inner radiance. I will then overchannel with my hero. Skadoosh. I'm not in range to condemn anyone, so that's fine. Then I'm going to cast the budding strength here to give all of my archers extra power. And now we can do serious work. So I think... Do I have the AoE condemn? I do have mass condemnation. I'm going to take that because the regular condemn is 5 mana and 15, whereas this is 15 and 15. Sorry, it's 5 and 5. This is 15 and 15, but it does AoE. But does less damage, but the AoE condemn is fantastic. So I'm going to AoE condemn this whole stack. It'll do a very small amount of damage, but the big thing is that now they're going to take maximum damage from my archers because they have zeal, and if you check my archers, their zeal, Inquisitor zeal does double damage against condemned units, so it adds quite a bit of damage per hit. So I'll move you here, I'll rotate you guys around. You are going to go ahead and shield wall him. He's going to cast a wand of poison darts, and then I reckon we can take this guy out. I think kills are more important than anything, like, because if you kill an enemy unit, it can no longer act, and that's a really big deal. The fact that a unit can't take a turn is kind of insane, so I'm going to go ahead and set them on fire as well to make their life more difficult. And then this right side army, I'm just going to let them rest because they don't actually need to do anything. Although there is something to be said that maybe I should try to get experience on those other armies, but I don't know if it's completely necessary. All right, let's get the flame strikers to do their damage. Boom, boom, boom. We'll get them to just focus fire the doggo. Focus fire the doggo. I'm trying to preserve a little bit of mana so I don't have to spend mana to win this battle. There we go, easy kill. And then this ogre guy, he should come down pretty easily as well. Got 28 damage per attack, dude. That's ridiculous. But clearing this got us a little bit of mana and a little bit of gold and a frost great axe, which is fantastic. More options for our heroes. I think I'd like to push south and settle another city down here. So I think that's what we might do. Let me go ahead and get a expanded governance so I can go up to 4 cities. We're gonna push south. I want to clear out this area because I think there'd be a pretty good city in here. This particular city is going to be coastally focused on just being a seaside city. I should really be building roads here, actually. I will do that next turn. So Sunshine can annex another province. We could use a second quarry. So I will zoom out, and there is a nice quarry right there. We'll take it. That should mean I can build things like the Mana Obelisk, the Light Forge, and the Bathhouse. I've got a ton of buildings I can build boosted. So the Mana Obelisk would be nice, but I think I will take the Light Forge first because that's going to give me more growth in unit production. I will take the Mana Obelisk, and then eventually I will get the Bathhouse as well because we do need to get the stability up a little bit here. So we spent a lot of money on developing this city, but this is all worthwhile stuff to build as we slowly develop it up into what it needs to be. Spells that are ready to cast. I'm going to cast Awakened Tools on my 3rd city so that it gets to 20 production and 20 draft, which will be really, really nice. Empire development skills have become available, nothing that is particularly interesting, and we did receive a trade proposal. We could get a Wizard's Bond with Cruel Brightlord. Let me have a little think about that. I mean, why not? Let's do it. Let's get a Wizard's Bond with him. See how he feels. We are a tyrant, but that doesn't mean we have to go to war with everybody. Now, I could recruit an Entwined Scourge, but he would start to eat into my Imperium income. An Entwined Protector would be pretty good too. That's a tier 3 shield unit. It'd be a good front line. The nice thing is it also has Healing Sap, which is a once per battle 20 hit point heal. AoE. It's pretty good, honestly, the Entwined Protector. I think I'm going to hold off on recruiting anything from the Rally Allegiance for a little while, and we'll just kind of play it by ear. A company of Tyrant Knights have arrived at my court. I can take an Order Boon and lose a bunch of population and gain a whole bunch of stability. That doesn't seem particularly good. I can purge... Ooh, I can purge Loria and gain the Tome of Subjugation. I'm going to take the Tome of Subjugation because that is actually something I want. So having the Tome of Subjugation inside my my stuff at the cost of 3 population to my capital, ain't that big of a deal. Unfortunately, it does mean that the city will have to grow quite a bit before it is able to occupy another province, but you know, that's fine. Oh shoot, we're getting pillaged here. Let's recruit an Inquisitor in the capital. Oh, it's kind of expensive. I'll get a Daylight Spear instead. They're quite a bit cheaper. I'm hoping for an easy auto-resolve here. I'm doubtful that one of my Zealots will survive. Okay, I don't want to lose my Dawn Shield guy, especially because he's a max rank unit. Right, let's do a little awakening here. All my units are together. Join the front line like so. You sneak your way in there. You sneak your way in there and drop an awaken on him. Then drop the heal on him. All right, I would say we're looking pretty damn good for this battle. I'm going to go ahead and drop a blooming heal on these wounded frontliners. That'll give them a little bit of regeneration. And then I think we can just end our turn while we let the enemy approach us. Are you approaching me? We're going to go ahead and do the Awaken Inner Radiance on our stack of units here. We will, of course, do the Budding Strength. And then we are going to overchannel with our Wizard King. We'll drop a Mass Rejuvenation here to heal all our troops. And then, oh right, I have Mass Condemn. We will Mass Condemn these bad boys. Now, the thing I would like to kill is the Troll. But I don't know if I can kill the Troll this turn, unless I were to teleport my guy here. So let me have a think about that, because I don't want him to drop his fat Poison Cloud. So can we do some big Flame Strike AoEs? Oh yeah, big Flame Strikes. Those are fantastic Flame Strikes right now. So now this feels like the time to teleport in with a Quake. So let's teleport in beside this guy. Boom. Then we'll do a Quake. Boom. And then all we need to do now is to bring down that Troll if we can. We're not going to be able to bring down the Troll, so that's fine. But we can bring down this Troll. What I really need is the Tome of Amplification that allows my archers to bounce their attacks. I think that would be like insane. So I'm going to rush forward and get some kills here. I think that's the right move. If we can finish, like a unit that gets killed can't act. Like that's my logic. So you step forward twice and you'll almost kill him. Let's get the fairy forward. You will get the kill. Morale is really good. Pyromancer can't quite reach. So we'll see what we can do. I need to get to pure evil really. So he did a nice AoE, that's fine. All right, let's go ahead and blast this Yeti. I would like the experience to go to units that are not yet fully leveled, like this guy's a champion. So I'm wondering, if I attack and kill something, does his like experience bar move? Not you. You. I don't know if it did, but if I can get a kill with a hero, I will. Because if that in any way funnels experience to that unit that gets the kill, because I'm pretty sure it did in Age of Wonders 3. Yeah, 39 gold, and we clear this. Pick up an extra 96 as well from that. I totally forgot to build roads like I said I would. Okay, so Anura wants me to do a declaration of friendship with Gloom Hooknail. I'm going to go ahead and do that. I will give him a declaration of friendship. I don't know why it's so expensive. So I will do that, and that will hopefully increase our relationship. Now, I'm pretty sure that I have a spare magical material. Let me check. No, I don't. I think I already traded it away, so that's fine. So Cruel Blightlord is at war with Anura and Gloom Hooknail. Oh, maybe we could get an alliance with both of those and then take out Cruel. That might be the way to go. Maybe I could break my Wizard's Bond. Yeah, I can break my Wizard's Bond in like 5 turns. It does technically count as an evil act, but I think it's worth it. Okay, so let's build a road to here. You'll build a road to there. You'll build a road to there. Get yourself up. All right, so we could fight a dragon. I think I could take that dragon pretty easily, honestly. Or we could just like auto-resolve away these spiders. I think I'll just auto-resolve away the spiders. Take the easy kills, get easy levels, give my units a turn to heal. Go back here. I'm going to found an outpost here because this is where I want to build the actual city that we're planning. And we'll clear this area here in a moment. Right, so I've got 4 turns to clean up this thing over here. And I've got my stack now, so I should be able to do that pretty easily. Loria, my capital, produced a academy. The Tribunal is a building that can't actually be boosted, so there's no reason not to build it right now. It would also be nice to build a Doom Depth Trench, and we're also under assault, so yeah, we're gonna have to kind of figure that out. I'm gonna go for the Wizard Tower though. That extra 5 Imperium per turn is quite nice. Now, my hero leveled up here. Now, he currently... I think I'm pretty happy with him using the Giant's Bane, making him strong against large units. I'm going to go ahead and take Defense 2 on him for that extra defense and evasion. Just make him an even better frontliner, because remember, he has to teleport into the enemy lines and then quake. So it's a little bit scary to be this guy. So Anura the Cold-Blooded is pleased that I have a common friendship with Gloom Hooknail. I think I might look to declare a friendship with him as well, and try to negotiate defensive pacts with both Gloom Hooknail and Anura to make the axis, of evil, because all 3 of us are like heavily evilly aligned, characters. A tyrant respects a tyrant, so to speak. So quite a few good things have happened this turn. Namely, we should be able to easily auto-resolve this, but first things first is we actually finished our research of Joy Siphoners, which will allow us to now steal morale. So I'm going to go ahead and immediately begin the casting of that. This is a minor racial transformation, so it's quite expensive to cast, but it has no upkeep, which is a really nice thing about racial transformations. We'll start that immediately. Then, in terms of actual research, we could go for Cruel Weaponry. This would allow us to really... The problem with Cruel Weaponry is that it's a little bit of a win more button until you have ways to lower enemy morale, but we will get more ways to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and research it because it will be useful. I probably won't cast it because my mana is a little bit constrained right now. I need to find and grab myself a little bit more mana. Right, let's auto-resolve this spider stack. I'm hoping for no losses. If I get losses, I will fight it manually. And of course, okay, so I managed to get some losses, I'll fight it manually. It's crazy how much more efficient a player is compared to the auto-resolve AI. I could come over here and destroy a whole bunch of terrain to open up the front line. I think the thing to do... Yeah, I think that is the thing to do, honestly. Let's open up the front line so we can more easily occupy and do what we need to do. We'll create our archer block. Drop a regeneration stack here, and we'll just bring all of our archers and fire mages over from the right. So I think of all the enemy units here, in terms of the level of fear that this generates, the Ice Spider Matriarch is number 1. So I'm going to drop a Mass Condemnation here. And I think hitting it there feels better than hitting it on the left. We are then immediately going to go ahead and overchannel to be able to cast another spell. I will drop Mass Rejuvenation on my stack here to just refill those health pools a little bit. I'm going to awaken Inner Radiance on my trio of Giga Archers. I will also drop a Budding Strength here, and I'm going to drop a Flame Strike on this army stack too. I'll drop another Flame Strike on this army stack. Then we'll take our archers, and we want to focus down that Ice Spider Matriarch if we can. That's like public enemy number 1. And then I want to kill this spider too, because this spider will have the ability to inflict a pretty strong AoE web ability. So if we could take him down pretty quick, I'd be quite happy about that. But we don't have to kill him this turn. It would be nice though, so I'll Flame Strike him. I guess I could Demon Step forward and Quake. You know what? Let's do it. Demon Step, and boom. Let's get a shield unit up adjacent to him to provide him bulwark. I guess we're just going to charge with our zealots to support his endeavors. I think this has been a really good opening turn. There's a low chance that they can kill something here, but it should be fine. All right, let's see what they can do in response. I doubt they can do much. I mean, they'll be able to do some damage, but I don't think they'll be able to actually kill anything. I think that's outside of their purview. All right, let's step forward with our archer stack. We'll focus down the boar. And we'll focus down the boar. I think if we're going to create this much fire on the field, we might want to look into becoming Scions of the Flame to make our units a little bit more resilient to fire damage, so that we can run around inside this flame stuff a little bit easier. Alright, getting kills, morale is high, and then it's just a matter of finishing this guy off, which I think should be just like rushing forward with range units in support fire positions to get him killed. Perfect. Awesome. We pick up 48 money, we clear that, we pick up another 65 food and a Locket of Channeling. I'll take those rewards. The Locket of Channeling is quite handy because it gives you another 10 combat casting points. I've noticed, again, I talk about this all the time, I feel like, but if you pick up an item one time, it feels like you're much more likely to get it again in a particular map. And it seems map-based, like there's a seed being rolled in the background. So do I want to go for Warfare? Terrifying Aura is really good. Now, I believe he already has Intimidating Aura, so they have a 90% chance of losing 5 morale. But if I take Terrifying Aura, they will just lose 5 morale, which is kind of a fun combo. Let's go ahead. I think auto-resolving this, I reckon there's a slim chance yeah, okay. So I'm going to fight this manually to make sure that we get it through it without losing anything. We are going up against 2 tier 5 units, a Karag and a black fire dragon, I think it is. Or is it just a fire dragon? Let me check. Yeah, fire dragons. They're pretty scary. They have Draconic Rage. When it's below 60% health, it deals more damage. It's fierce. It has Fire Aura. It deals damage. It's Terrifying Aura. It's a very scary unit, so we're going to want to bring it down early. Now, the Karag is also a pretty scary unit. It's a tier 5 elite mythic unit that has the capability of just eating anything that's tier 3 or lower, and just insta-gibbing it. Now, it's not a guaranteed insta-gib, but you never want to be rolling a Save or Die, right? Which, coincidentally, is the name of my D&D show that I'm a part of. If you'd like to check out Save or Die, go to Save or Die on YouTube. Patreon.com/SaveOrDie if you want to support the show too. There you go, that's how you throw a plug in. So I've got my archer block in position. I need to move over this infantry block as well. I'll try to get these guys in position to get healed. I'll drop a heal on him. He'll be able to teleport forward. Yeah, okay. And then we'll move you guys to here as well. I don't really care about getting set on fire. Getting set on fire, it's not that much damage. It's like a little bit. Oh, that's a big poison drop. Oh my god, they're charging already. Okay, well, if that's how they want to play it, I'm going to go ahead and inspire my stack of archers. I'm also going to drop a budding strength here. I'm going to overchannel with my hero and then drop an inspiring chant to get extra stacks of strengthened. I will do a mass rejuvenation, ideally if I bring this guy forward to provide shield. You're going to need to retreat back to somewhere where you can get mass rejuved. You're just out of range. Okay, I'll have to figure out a way to heal you. All right, let's drop some flame strikes. There's a flame strike right there. You just throw a regular flame. Can you reach with a good flame strike? You can hit 2 people with a flame strike, which is fine. Now, I think the dragon is public enemy number 1. So let's start shooting him. He has so much damage resistance. God, he actually has so much damage resistance. All right. Now, he's enraged. I'm going to teleport my guy behind him and then do a big stonking strike to cancel his defense mode. I should have done that before, actually. That would have significantly lowered his resistance to damage. I might have actually been able to kill him had I cancelled that. I need to think about that a little bit more when playing. I need to kill one of these horses to half his damage, so I will kill a horse. Yeah, it's a little scary, man. Oh, the dragon came forward and he breathed fire. But he's dead. The Karag did big AoE. That's okay. I think I'm okay losing a unit or two here. In hindsight now, up against 2 tier 5s, like the amount of damage they can just crap out is kind of scary. Unfortunately, I don't have a good AoE heal. I need to deal with this horse, so let's get rid of the horse because that will free up a lot of stuff. Then I'm going to cast a warding blessing on this archer to give him a little bit of his damage back. We'll kill this fire doge. Now I need to focus fire the Karag. I'm going to go ahead and melee strike him with my hero to soften him up. I'll melee strike him with my swordsman here. Nice crits. Good, good, good. And then I'll melee strike him with you. And then let's focus fire him down. Oh wow, misses. Don't like misses at all. God, the damage difference between even like a basic, like almost dead archer and one of my pyromancers is kind of insane. He's got to be close to death. There we go. Boom. Let's awaken you. That way you can inflict distracted on him. Perfect. He is now distracted, which means all attacks on him should count as flanking, no matter what, which will massively increase the amount of damage we do. And then I guess I'm a little bit worried about you taking too much damage. So I'm going to defense mode. 24 damage from him. 27 from him. Yeah, you might die here unless I have a way to heal you. I don't. All I can hope is that this guy chooses to attack someone else. But regeneration just triggered for me. Okay, unlucky. I'll have to revive him. This is actually honestly a really much worse outcome than I had expected, which is slightly disturbing considering we had such a good outcome originally. I'm just going to go ahead and auto-resolve the rest of this battle and let my units handle it for me. So losing that hero really sucks. Although he actually has resurgence. I lost a single zealot. I'm okay with that. So I think he managed to resurge actually, which is really great. Let's go ahead and pop inside our territory to heal these army stacks up, and then we'll go take on the Father Oak. And I'm also going to go ahead and grab, well, do I found a city of the awakened catfolk? I think I do, right? Because I want to be a tyrant that occupies cities of other factions. I think I do it as the catfolk. Because the tome, well, I mean, does it matter? Let me have a look. The Tome of Subjugation down here. It has the Baron's Palace, which can only be built in cities of another race. Is that really even worth it? I don't think so. I'll just do an Immortal Ildur city. So another big part of this turn is going to be to clear this out. I'm hoping for an easy auto-resolve. Okay, we got an easy auto-resolve. That's perfect. We take the Order Boon. Now, do I want 400 money? I want a bunch of food? Or I can take a spider leg. Summons a random tier 2 spider. That's actually a really powerful item. That's a really powerful item. I'm going to take the spider leg just because it's ridiculously strong. And I'm actually going to immediately give it to her. Because she's more of a support hero that's all about summoning things. Now, I am going to take Inspiring a Leader to make it cheaper to maintain this army. Eventually that'll be useful when we have like a tier 3 unit stack in here. We built the Wizard's Tower in the capital, which is getting us a little bit more Imperium per turn. Do I keep going up the Wizard Tower tree here? I guess that getting that Imperium income could be really good. Yeah, let's do it. It's time for us to start increasing our Imperium so we can expand our empire and do stuff like that. Right, I think it's time we actually looked into starting to expand and modify Shinespire, the new city that we just conquered. So I think I will grab myself a forester. I'm going to go through here. The Sacred Meadow is fine. We'll keep that. We have Quarry Conduit. I don't think we need a mine in here unless we're ready to build a mint, are we? No, we don't even have a market yet, but I will build the market for the gold and then we'll work on a mint. I will take an extra forester here because remember we have the Father Oak, so every forester gives us a little bit of mana and a little bit of research. So that's really good scaling on that. Acreon the Endless has built the Seed of Astral, so people are starting to work on their win conditions and will have to be the fun police, preventing those win conditions. So I need you to head south to repair. Well, I guess they actually left, interestingly enough. So what I really need to do with this army is to find easy things that I can clear. Which will be tough. So maybe I could clear this thing over here. I'm going to have my armies rest for another turn inside this territory while we just get our wits about us, and then we'll start on this Father Oak. This Father Oak will be a tough battle. Again, remember, we fought one of those before. We have completed the casting of Joy Siphoners. I'm going to go ahead and transform this race. So now we steal morale when we attack, although we just do so much damage that I'm not even sure that that really matters. Gloom Hooknail wants a Wizard's Bond. Now, I think Gloom Hooknail and Anura the Cold-Blooded were my two friends that I had picked out this game, so I will get a Wizard's Bond with him. I wonder if he would like a defensive pact. He would do a defensive pact. Now, Anura, would you also do a defensive pact? He would also do a defensive pact. So I've got my 2 allies. We just need to slowly build up our friendship a little. I am now the keeper of the awakened catfolk, which means I can now do racial transformations on them. So I could cast Joy Siphoners on them again. I think I'm going to hold off on doing that. I have a decent amount of mana in the bank, but I am going to start spending mana really rapidly soon. Right. So we're going to take these 3 archers plus this fairy plus you and plus the hero, and then this is the stack that's going to go fight the Father Oak. The rest of these armies, I think I can start sending them preemptively, maybe to clear this northern area. Or I guess what I could do is I could take embarkation on water and jump in the water and clear one of these shipwrecks so that we just have a ton of room for us to build a nice fishing city. Good work in Shinespire to build a market. We will need another farm before we continue to develop this city. Things like monoliths are really good, I think. Just getting that extra mana is fantastic. I think it would also be good to get a ritual pyre. We don't need it immediately, but they're super cheap and they're super powerful for the amount of mana you get from them. Let's get that monolith. You can annex another province. This is fantastic. You can also go for the world tree here. You're definitely going to be a gold specialized city, I think, in the long run. So we need to get you to 3 of each province building type. I suppose next we'll take a farm. Keep that growth rolling. I've been called to war against Acreon the Endless. I am going to accept that. It'll also give me a nice boost to my Imperium income. Unfortunately, that does mean I'm now at war with Carissa the Red. But I'm okay with that. I think this is a phase of the game where I can start joining wars. They want me to go to war with Yaka. Okay, great. I'll accept that. So this is the downside of playing. This is the downside of having allies, is you get called into a whole bunch of wars. But at the very least, this is an interesting phase of the game because all the war stuff is starting to happen. I'm now officially very evil because I broke some treaties, which, you know, I'm very happy about, actually. Now, let's have a look at the war situation. So the only person I can really see that I'm at war with is Cruel Blightlord. So I think once I clear this Father Oak and this shipwreck, we're going to start moving in the direction of like focusing a war effort on him. Right, Vigilant River Court. This is a free city. And the Sins of the Exalted Lady. Some of your zealots capturing petty wares. So I can gain stability. I can let them be more evil and I'll gain increased morale on my units. Or I can sell them. Or I can free them. I like the idea of the morale boost. Hell yeah. And the -5 alignment is perfect. The Seed of Chaos has been built, and the Seed of Chaos has been built. Alright, the Father Oak. Let's go ahead and invade. So I can block growth in Shinespire for 4 turns, and I can get poison antidotes. All support abilities will dispel poison from the targets. That is fantastic. Yeah, I'm gonna pay for that, because it'll just make my life slightly easier. Now again, if I auto-combat this, I lose 100% of the time. But if I manually fight it, I should be able to win with 0 losses. It's going to be a slow, methodical, complicated battle. But we basically fought this before, right? So we're going to position my hero in front. We'll move my fairy to here, put this archer here. We will cast... well, I want to do Awakening. But if I do the Budding Strength right now, and I drop a Mass Rejuvenation, we'll start healing over time. And we'll start looking like a little bit better. Well, if you step forward a tile, maybe you could... Yeah, there we go. There's a kill. Nice. Alright, we'll just let them approach us in the beginning. Play defensively at first, and then we'll move on the Horned God. I don't want to do a Mass Condemnation yet, but I would like to do an Inspiring Chant to make sure everyone here has Zeal. I'm going to Overchannel as well to do an Awakening, and then that should give me the Giga range that I need to do serious work. Let's kill that snake. Make sure El Snako goes down. And we will let the chips fall where they may. So I've already taken out a single enemy unit, which is great. And, oh wow, that Battle Scourge is like in an awkward spot. So I think I could move my whole army stack forward a single tile. I think it would be reasonable to do. I will do a big old True Strike. I need to focus down this Scourge above anything else. So we shall sap him. Skadoosh, like so. And I'll just do a regular old Condemn on this guy. Just one by one we'll condemn them, because they don't seem to be grouping up into easily attackable stacks. But like, the fact that the Horned Gods are creating these like little vine prisons everywhere, it's actually hurting them, because their own units can't get around them. But in theory, I feel like a stack of Horned Gods are potentially the strongest set of units in the entire game. Against the AI. In the hands of a player, maybe not so much. Alright, let's have a look. All right, I think we can take you out. I'll awaken you. So you have your seeking missiles, and we'll blast him. You don't need to kill him, we just need to blast him. You're playing defensively. Let's make sure we condemn the Scourge. We don't really have another use for our spell, so we may as well. Alright, let's drop another mass rejuvenation. Now that we can. That'll get rid of any poison, give us regen. How are we looking? So I think you've lost your Seeker missiles. Let's cast another Awaken Inner Radiance so that you have the range. Let's kill this plant, and then we'll kill this plant. I really, really want the amplified arrows that bounce. I think that would make a huge difference to the power of this army. I should have cast Budding Strength. I'll wait a turn to cast that. We're almost ready to go into melee. Once we kill this Scourge, that's when we can start looking into melee. So I'm pretty sure what's going on here with the Horned Gods and why they're casting these Vine Prisons in random places. This ability, the Vine Prison that does damage, it must have had a different function in the past. Maybe it was treated as like a summon spell, and for some reason, like if these Horned Gods ran forward and cast this Wild Eruption on me, I would actually just be in like so much trouble. But there's like something gone wrong with the AI where they think that this is actually a summon spell, so they just want to like back away and summon, because it thinks these are actually fighting units when they're not. I think there's something like that going on. But yeah, let's take out this Scourge, and now we can go full scale, full steam ahead, basically, into the breach. I'm going to make sure that I condemn that Horned God so that he takes ever so slightly more damage. It was a nice crit. And we will keep on just advancing very slowly, very carefully, very judiciously. Let's go ahead and do a Budding Strength so that we can kill these guys. Shouldn't be too hard. Alright. And then you come forward 2 tiles and you finish him off. And then I will use my hero here to get the final word. And now this is where we can start to look to really go forward. Let's make sure we also condemn you. So now both of these treants, these Horned Gods, are condemned, and we're ready to start getting into melee with them. It's just a very careful, slow march that we need to do. Right, let's move you forward 2 tiles, move you forward 2 tiles, move you forward 2 tiles. We're going to cast Awaken Inner Radiance to give these guys ranged. There we go. There's an 80% chance to do 54 damage, and we actually managed to crit that. Now you've got a 90% chance. And the great thing is, because we inflict marked when we attack, it makes subsequent attacks against the same target like so much easier. Alright, so I'm hoping that a charge attack will finish him off. Perfect. And then I'm hoping another charge attack will finish this guy off. Perfect. Alright, we're looking great now. Just need to kill that Horned God. Let's drop a Budding Strength for the True Strike so we can't miss. And there's 54 damage to the face. And that should be another 54 damage to the face. And then my hero should be able to slap him down. There you go. That's how you clear a gold monument, a gold ancient wonder, with a bit of hard work. Wow, we could get another Staff of Blossoms. Oh man, am I just going to redirect all my heroes towards being support magic blasters? Oh, it's tempting. It's tempting. I could get a Spring Fairy and a Nymph. I mean, the Spring Fairy is great. It's got the Budding Strength. The Nymph is insane as a support unit as well with the AoE 2 regen. The Staff of Blossoms is insane. It's a tier 3 support staff. It's so good. I can't turn it down. But we have another Father Oak, so what I want to do is now in Shinespire, I want to start growing my way down here. So I'll have to annex this province, and this province to get to the Father Oak. But I want to have multiple Father Oaks. Now the cool thing about the Father Oak itself is actually that it provides 5 Imperium, 15 food, and 15 production. So it's actually just a great improvement in general. I really hope they consider bringing back water ancient wonders, like a sunken temple. That'd be cool. Or like a pirate cove. Oh, dude, we need a pirate mini DLC, right? Bring in pirate coves, pirate units. Oh man, now that would be fun. How could you have a game like this and not have pirates? Come on, we need a pirate culture, dude. Or like a bandit culture. Oh man, and then if you take like an ocean going version of the bandit culture, like am I okay with losing a zealot? Honestly no, because if these zealots make it to legend, the brawler promotion is insane. So I'm going to fight this manually. Brawler gives you plus 10 health. It basically turns a tier 1 zealot unit into a tier 2 unit, which is really great. Okay, so they're actually just coming forward. Let's set up a fairly defensive front line. I don't think they have much in the way of AoE, so if we just have a solid front line, I don't think there's much they can do. Let's set up here, make sure you face the right way. Get you to there, you to there, you to there, face forward. Archer behind, you go to there. You go to there, get behind, get behind, get behind. I think this is a good overlap of all of our warding and defense modes. So I could do a mass condemn here, which would make my life easier, or I could do an inspiring chant. I think I'll do the inspiring chant to get the morale, because that'll bring me up to high morale. Then I will do... I want to awaken a couple of units. So what's your range right now? If you step forward a single tile and then I awaken you, you should be able to get a hit. You can't quite hit with a flame strike. You can definitely get a fat flame strike here though. That's a great flame strike. In fact, I'm going to go for 2 of those if I can. Amazing. I'll awaken you and then you can flame strike this as well. Oh man, it's actually going so well. Let's do 2 attacks on him. Hopefully both hit. Okay, we got a graze. And then I guess we could just play defensively, right? Overlapping shielded. Yeah, they'll get forward and do a bit of damage to us, but is that a big deal when we're going to be able to just like turn around and completely obliterate them next turn? Feeling super amazing. These spirit crows, these like spirit hawks are like impossible to see on this map, by the way, because of the color overlap. Like the way it works with the water. It's kind of interesting. They look even cooler like this, to be honest. You just see the creepy glowing eyes. Very, very cool. Right, so I think I have 1 more flame strike. No, I used all my flame strikes. Okay, so let's use our range units to finish off what we can. We'll get kills, guaranteed kills. I'll drop a heal, boosh, and get that kill there. Kills the bird, and kills the bird. Kills the troll. Let's do another inspiring chant. Probably should have done that at the start of the turn, but hey. And now they're fleeing. Awesome. So I'm pretty sure if I just like attack this guy 3 times, boom, 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 he should flee, and then that's the battle over. God, I love the morale thing. I talked a lot of crap about morale, but honestly, having now played with it in a couple of games, it's so good to reduce enemy morale. I do think though, and people are going to be sad when I say this, is I think our time with Age of Wonders 4 is coming to a close. It's the 20th of May when I'm recording this video. So I'm thinking probably like the month of May, that'll be Age of Wonders 4 month. And I'll do like a few videos to wrap up, like maybe I'll do like a review video, what they should improve on, what's good about it, what's bad. Maybe like after I've put, I think I'm up to 300 hours in this game now. Yeah, I'm about 280 hours. So once I hit like, you know, I'll start hitting tier lists, I'll give all my final thoughts on the game, and then I'll just kind of wait and chill until a DLC comes out, and then we'll spend a couple of weeks with the game when the DLC comes out. And I think this game is just going to come into the rotation. I'm really enjoying it. We did also just finish researching cruel weaponry. Baron's Palace is good, but I think Intimidating Aura is more important. So I'm going to go ahead and lock the Baron's Palace, but I'll go for Intimidating Aura. This will allow my units to just reduce morale regularly in the front line. We did just get a Wizard's Tower in Loria, and I think it's time that we brought this up to a tier 3 city. So I'll go for the Town Hall 3. My Willbreaker leveled up, Lysandra the Willbreaker. And I think it would be good for her to take endurance training plus 15 hit points for all units in her army. Is a very strong ability. Plus the actual best part of that is honestly partially the status resistance, because it makes it so much harder to inflict status effects on your units. Now, Rallying Blessing is super good here. She's also a fantastic support unit, and don't forget this will also inflict regeneration because she has the Staff of Blossom. So I'm going to take Rallying Blessing here. This is a big AoE morale and defensive boost, and because she has the Staff of Blossoms, it'll also give regen, right? So super just points us all in the same direction. Also, it increases her order affinity, which makes it so that she generates +2 gold per turn in her city, which is nice. Christoph Muddier has leveled up again. I'm tempted to take Zeal. It's not that important on a hero that only has 1 attack. Like if I were to make him a sword and shield guy, maybe that would make more sense. Or if I took like a whirlwind blade, no. Yeah. I mean, I could reset his skills and turn him into another support unit with the Staff of Blossoms. Like it's not, I kind of like the idea of having this guy being a demon stepper though. So maybe I'll not change him. I like how he is right now. One thing I will take though is Inspiring Leader. Being able to reduce the upkeep of units in his army is going to be super useful going forward. That's just an ability I think, like, it's honestly an S tier pick. Because, like most games, these are like economic games. I'll get a Wizard Bond with Zetevika, because at the very least, the worst case scenario is I have to break it and then I get evil alignment, and I want to be pure evil anyway. Okay, so let's put Christoph in charge of this army. That'll save me a bit of cash. Now we need to start thinking about attacking North Peak. So I'll start getting my army into position for that. I think I'm going to recruit an Entwined Protector, and here's why. This army, I'd like to start upgrading it to tier 3 units, and having a tier 3 shield unit in this army would feel like a really strong frontline. Then again, like, I guess my hero kind of functions as the tier 3 frontliner, doesn't she? But maybe it would be good to have another frontliner. Especially like such a tanky unit. It comes in as a veteran already. And the fact that it has a heal, it has a lot of damage. Yeah, I think I'm gonna bring the Entwined Protector in. I need to start thinking about teleporters. So I'm gonna unlock teleporters, but I may actually, for my next book, maybe I would take the Tome of Teleportation. Chrono Gates are really fun. The Astral Trade Relay building works really well with my Empire. Mass Recall lets me teleport my armies around the map. Emergency, well, is it worth it? I think the Chrono Gate is worth it purely just because it's a teleporter that doesn't cost mana upkeep, which is like makes it so much better. Whereas like these regular teleporters, I believe they cost, like if I unlock them, let's have a look at the production cost of a teleporter. Let's do it. So a regular teleporter costs 250 production, 100 gold, and costs 10 mana. Whereas if I were to go for the Tome of Teleportation, it would cost 170 gold and 450 production. So they're a little bit more expensive, but they save you a lot of mana per turn. So I think I might take this. I'll have a think about it. So there's quite a lot of stuff that I want to achieve, but I think I'm going to start just moving all my armies towards North Peak, because if I could take him out nice and early, it would be just fantastic. Now, taking a look at the city of the Shine Spire, a tavern wouldn't be a bad move in here. But honestly, I think I should just start like recruiting a couple of Inquisitors. I'm going to just produce merchandise, produce some Inquisitors to tier up my army, because I feel like I'm lacking strong frontline melee. I mean, I do have Dawn Defenders, right? And they're okay, but I feel like I need these nice versatile Inquisitor units. Plus, they have relatively low numbers in their units, so they're quite hard to actually bring down. So they fight well, basically, is what I'm saying. So I'm probably going to take like a little bit of a break from developing the infrastructure of my cities and focus more on recruiting units for a short period of time. I'm also going to recruit a couple of Awakeners. I think these will be eventually really strong units as well. The Exposing Light ability that they have is a fantastic AoE spell. It does 26 spirit damage and inflicts negative defenses on enemies in a 1 hex radius. So like if you have a trio of these units in an army, they can just obliterate, especially if they're leveled up and they have a couple of buffs to their damage. But yeah, I feel like we achieved most of our aims for this episode. We managed to clear out the southern area and settle another city. And now the next objective is going to be taking out North Peak and Cruel Blightlord here. And hopefully maybe dominating his newly settled lands, perhaps increasing our city cap even further. We're up to 80 Imperium per turn, so we are now starting to get into the stride of where we can start to really develop an empire here. So I feel like we're in a fantastic position. We're making 300 money per turn. Now that is based on the fact that most of my cities are currently working gold merchandise. But that means while we're not developing our buildings, we can sustain a massive army. We've also got really good mana income. So I think we're in a position to recruit a bunch of units and go to war. And don't forget, we're also going to be getting a bunch of money from pillaging here, particularly if we can get up to this ability here, Skilled Raiders, which we're about 26 turns from getting to. So if I could get a little bit more order or a little bit more chaos skill, that would be fantastic. But yeah, I'm going to call that the end of the episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.